Hey YouTube, it's Healthy Mission Mama, and today I want to talk about nursing, breastfeeding, and just some different theories, different points of view on the subject. Something that's really interesting to me is supposedly breastfeeding is a trend. Like right now it's trendy to do that. It's not so shunned, but I think maybe when I was little, I'm an 80s kid. Woo. When I was little, it was just kind of assumed people just breastfed their babies, and we were all breastfed for a period of time. I think I was breastfed for like 6 months, which is like the least amount of time it's suggested that you nurse. But then after that, it kind of hit a decline and it wasn't as popular, and now it's right back at the top, and moms are deciding to nurse their babies. And I think maybe the longest time that it's actually beneficial to your child is like till they're about 2 years old, which I think is awesome if people can do that. Some people experience what's it called, where their milk dries up and they can't continue to do that, so that really stinks. I mean, I feel like if you want to nurse, it should be your choice, and hopefully you can get the right flow going with, you know, with your what's it called, the milk production flowing. And I think it kind of hinges on a few different factors, but I'd say the number one factor has to be nutrition and maybe low stress. I don't know, I feel like that really had something to do with milk production. And so with that being said, yeah, I think that if you are getting the proper nutrients, and I think that the better supply of nutrients you can give yourself, the better and healthier and fattier your milk is going to be. And so after I got the hang of it, I didn't ever have a problem with my milk supply. I think I did hit a point where I kind of did, in the beginning, I kind of did a mixture between formula, organic formula, and my own milk, because I started to get nervous that I was going to dry up quickly. But that wasn't the case at all. I just, if anything, it was the lesser amounts of feeding sessions where I actually nursed my baby that caused me to start losing my milk. You know, I kind of took kind of an on-demand approach to breastfeeding. Like whenever he wanted to eat was when he was going to eat. There wasn't really a schedule, even though it was kind of, you know, you get into a habit, you get into a routine. So I think that there was kind of a turning point when I decided, you know, I'm going to get him off the formula, and I'm going to try to just nurse. And so lucky for me, I had my timing was perfect, because he was about to hit a growth spurt, which means that he started to want to nurse more frequently, and that caused me to start producing more milk. And I hear my little man, he just woke up from his nap. So I'll finish this up quickly. I think it's also important that if you want to nurse your baby in public, you know, people are trying to decide for you whether it's appropriate or not appropriate. I just say, you know, use common sense. Your baby has to eat, yes, but nobody wants to see all your business. Yes, you have your own rights, but I mean, like, really, I mean, it's not shameful or anything, but you know, I wouldn't want my son walking around seeing some lady's stuff hanging out, you know, and it would just be a cool thing to be considerate of that. And so I definitely see both sides of the spectrum. You know, your baby's got to eat, and you can't just, sometimes you can't pick, you know, sometimes you're in a situation where yeah, you are going to have to sit down and nurse your baby in public, but I think that that can be done tastefully. I think it can be done modestly, and you know, you're always going to have your people that think it's completely unacceptable for you to be nursing in public, but I didn't really catch that much negativity from people. You know, people pretty much understand that your baby has to eat, and obviously you're nursing him, and that's like the best thing for him. So but I have a friend that I got to talk to today, and we were talking about how she's still nursing her son, and you know, can get a lot of negativity. I think I'm about to hit 6 minutes. Yeah, that's okay. But you can get a lot of negativity from people thinking that they know what's best for you and they know what's best for your baby, and that frankly just might not be the case. I nursed my son for 17 months, and part of that was planned, and part of it was just kind of trying to stay sane, because you know, when they're used to nursing, they will cry and cry and cry and cry and cry unless they're just ready to be weaned. So I just wanted to give a tip that I suggested for her, since she's still nursing, and he's not 2 yet. So he's nursing through the night, not through the night, but you know, just kind of on demand. He wants it. So I think that's perfectly fine. He's not 2 yet. But my tip is this: just start limiting the amount of feedings. Like, instead of 6 feedings a day, chop it down to 3. And you know, like what I did when I started weaning my little boy was, he would be able to nurse in the morning, he would be able to nurse at nap time, and be able to nurse at night when he went to bed. And I don't know if I started there, but that eventually became my little routine, and then I just took it down, you know, and I would offer him a cup, you know, in between. I think my friend's little boy is drinking out a sippy cup, but you know, babies can be demanding and they want what they want. But eventually, I think there is a gentle way to let them know that this time is almost over. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to gradually be introduced to the idea of going without nursing, but it's almost that time. So anyway, that's all I have to share today. I just think that, you know, be informed, you know, get educated about your options as always, and just go with your gut, moms. And that's all I have to say. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye.